I'm ready. I'm ready to do this, man. Gotta love Mega Man 1. Gotta love it. So we're gonna be starting in just a second, and the runners will be taking off. And let's see what we got here. Let's see here. Already know it. And the runners are off. So here we go. They are both going to be playing Cutman stage first, and then most likely following the Elect Man route to get their early Mega Beam. So this should be pretty fun here. And we are ready to get this going here. And of course, Mega Man, this stage is, not too much going on here. A lot of just maneuvering, dodging some bullets here and there. As they traverse the way through this, somewhat lengthy stage compared to some of the other ones, shorter ones like Gutsman stage. And we got the corner jump there from Cov, and MrCab tries it once and says, nah, not that. Let's keep on going. So no biggie with that. And just traversing their way. So for those who don't know Mega Man 1, this is the first Mega Man 1 game. We have just 6 Robot Master stages to traverse through, and then of course we have our 4 Wily stages. And of course, one of the key things that plays vital to a good run in this game is your use of the Elect Beam, which you'll be getting in the next stage. And of course, unlike things like in the X series, weapon energy usage is very vital to a good run, because you don't get refills in between the Wily stages. You do on your main Robot Master stages, but not in those Wily stages. So we'll get to see how these two runners do when they begin to get to those Wily stages, especially keeping good uses of the Wily Beam. Now, as they get towards the boss here, they are really in good situation as far as having good health. Don't have to worry about that gigantic red monster actually stomping them to death. MrCab takes a little damage there, but no biggie there. And again, this boss pretty free. Easily bust a row boss. Just shoot him, he'll back it up, and you just rinse and repeat until his health bar is defeated. So, not too much going on here, so we'll observe this lovely fight here. She'll see those guts blocks a little early. And of course, you'll see people use those. Hopefully we can get some good dupe action going here. MrCab's in a little trouble here. He has Cutman, who's apparently turned into Footman, and unfortunately has stomped him. Little bad luck there for Cab. But we know he'll bounce back here. So while MrCab is going to take 2 on Cutman, Cobb is going to start up with Elect Man with this lovely vertical stage and upwardly move up here. MrCab going to show that he's like, nah, he just wanted to make Cobb think he had a chance to win. That's all. He's just trying to build a little suspense here, of course. So Cab takes down Cutman, no issue here. Cobb continuing that climb here, watching out for these eyeball monsters that can bop you down off this ladder. And of course, if you're not too familiar with Mega Man 1, you can take advantage of pressing select when you get hit to cancel your knockback, which is going to be pretty vital, in some places. Cobb doing a little practice coming up for his early Magnet Beam here. He gets to the jump. Oh, and down he goes. I love those corner jumps. And that fall is going to give Cab a chance to kind of reduce that deficit because of that fall there. He's going for it again, and oh no, 0 for 2. Oh boy, MrCab going to get more time here to catch up here. He's only 2 screens away now. And Cov, oh my goodness, it's like someone has pressed the replay button here. Cov not having good luck with this corner jump. Maybe he should just go for the blocks now. It's 3 chances, and again, they're on the same screen now. It's like the death didn't even matter. We're literally just a second behind, if that. 1 or 2. Gotta go grandma style here and use the nice little safety blocks here. So we literally only have like a 1 or 2 second difference here. It is quite close now. Not even 2 seconds. So this is going to be interesting because going for Magnet Beam, we could have a lead shift here. So early Magnet Beam, down and shoot on the exact same frame for 1 frame, and we can get that jump. So what basically happens is when they do that, Mega Man's head will get stuck in the ceiling and zip them across screen. So they'll have to basically do a jump, press right to traverse to the right side of the screen, and then hold right and then immediately go into left to get the magnet beam. And we don't want anyone to end up in any jail here. Cobb getting the beam like it's nothing, even gets the top exit. I'm actually moderately impressed with that one. So Cobb gets the beam, no problem. Cab gets it, a little stuck getting out, but he is on his tail. So again, the race continues. Don't have to worry about any of that soft locking stuff. So again, now we just got to get to the boss here. So we have, again, a lot more vertical action going here to get these people to the upper portion of the level there. And so the biggest thing we're going to see here is we want to see how they're going to traverse the corridor. Now, unlike most levels in Mega Man, when you get to the boss gate, you usually just walk down a little path. In fact, Mega Man 1 is one of the few that actually has enemies in the boss corridor. But this one not only has these electrical bolts, but it has, you're going vertical. So obviously you don't want to get hit here. Cobb is going to play it the little safe way. You know, it's kind of set up for the easy strat. If you watch some of the top runs, you'll see them actually use the beam and kind of just jump and beat the cycle of the elect beam. So Cab's got to be a little careful here. He's actually, ooh boy, that's unfortunate right there. Cobb is sitting there, going to switch over to cut and get the double hit, and then the next one, perfectly done. MrCab needs to be a little careful because he can't take any damage, not even from the elect beam or contact. And he is going to pause glitch it, which is probably a smart move when you have that kind of health. So we're going here. We are moving on. I think Cobb has roughly about probably about a 7-second lead A right now. So here we go. The Cobb making his way across Iceman. We're going to get any Iceman zips here. It's going to be interesting to see. He's going to switch to Blade. We want to stay above that water. That water can make movement quite slow, a little laggy there. Don't want any of that action. Now, of course, one thing that probably won't matter too much in the races, you notice this is the only Mega Man game, as far as I know, that has a score. And of course, you see them with these little orange pellets that sometimes spawn out the enemies. And before I even talk about that, let's talk about Cobb getting the zip. Perfectly done, no issue there. And again, these zips, again, magnet beam is the key to this run. You know, perfect placement, and that placement of that beam is pixel perfect. There is no room for error, high or low. If you're too high on the beam, you'll just fall right through. If you're too low, you'll just stand there and just, you know, breathe. So because of him going for that zip, that will obviously give him a little lead in. Cobb, in fact, gets the second zip, no problem at all. And he's going to be able to build up a nice little lead here, saving a lot of screen time and maneuvering through the disappearing block screens and the health screen and whatnot. So somebody's been practicing, I see here. MrCab is going to have to work on working up that deficit, unfortunately, but he's got this. You know, he's a good player of this game here. Cobb takes out Iceman for a little pause glitch. Again, hit the boss with a hit the boss with a weapon. You can use select to reset the hit frames and get multiple hits with just one shot. So for those who just want to cheat their way through the game, right? Nah, not cheating. It's all legit play here. So here we go. We've got Fireman stage. We've got Fireman stage for the Cobb, making his way up these vertical beams here as MrCab starts it. And of course, this screen, you know, you can also zip on the screen that Cobb is on right now. Of course, it's a little challenging to set up sometimes because when you shoot a magnet beam, the magnet beam itself has a black border on the top and bottom of it. And so for visual references, sometimes you want to have that touching the bottom of the score shadow. And on that dark screen, you can't see the shadow. So this becomes a game of a lot of good muscle memory, because not only do you don't just shoot the magnet beam, you have to press the button, the magnet beam stays out, and then you actually have to release it. And he's going for the zip here, and like it's nothing. Man, Cool Kid better watch out with this rate. I'm just zipping all over the place here, and continuing to build that lead, man. It's showing you all how it's done. Now, of course, you can also go for corridor zips here. Again, the same logic, you know, is a pixel perfect placement. You jump on the beam, press left, and because Mega Man's head is stuck in the ceiling, a lot of Nintendo games, error corrections just to send you to the right to eject you out the wall. So, Cab is going the long way, you know, don't want to be too fancy here. Don't want to over fancify the stream here. And Cab is done with Fireman. Easy stuff. MrCab doing a little jump action, a little swag over those fire bars there. And we're going to head over to Bomb-Man stage as Cab begins to do his fight with Iceman. Should be no problem here. Again, Iceman, Fireman, very simple boss, you know. Hit him, do some selecting to reduce his energy, and that is it. GG for him. Of course, one thing you should note about this game, which is a little uncommon about the Mega Man series, and you know, sometimes you've played Mega Man games or classes and you've had double knockouts, but you gotta be careful because when you do this and you kill the boss, if the boss has an active weapon or fire on the screen, it is still active. So like when MrCab jumped over that fire, if he was like on low health and took the damage, he could have died from that. So you have to be kind of cautious on that, especially because the game kind of locks your input a little bit for a few frames. So just a little thing to be cautious, especially when you're on low health on the boss fight. So the way Cobb is playing, I should obviously not be surprised at him not going for his zips here. So again, taking advantage of, you see MrCab taking advantage of doing some pausing to cancel his knockback there. You might see it here. He's going to hop and waggle there. Again, you see Cobb setting up these zips here. Again, you're going to shoot a beam to the left, pause, unpause, and hit that door. Now, of course, one thing about that door is, if you don't, you basically press left to zip, but you have to press right when you get to the door. If you fly by the door, you'll actually wrap to the left side of the screen and potentially fall. If you fall, you're dead. Now, the good thing is if you happen to die, because you actually traverse to the door, the game actually registers you as you already going through it, and you'll just start at the top of that ladder. So, but again, a zip that's not too dangerous. Just make sure you press right at the door. Or you can just, you know, spam it in case you want to take it the slow way. So Cobb is going to move on to his final Robot Master, going to tackle Gutsman. Let's see if Cab is going to go for a zip. Let's see if he's going to do this. He's going to go up, and he's going for it here. And he's got to watch out. You don't want to get bopped by those. See if he gets, he's going to, oh boy. He's going to try it again here. And, ooh, he goes a little too high. Oh, that's what you don't want to do. Fortunately, sometimes you set that beam and you basically have to go up just a little bit and land on the beam, but unfortunately he crossed the screen, and probably by the time he got back down, even though the beam would have still been there for a few more frames, unfortunately it would have gone away. So he's going to have to take the walk across the spikes there. And of course, speaking of spikes, there are no iframes on spikes in this game, so if you touch a spike, regardless if you got damage first, you will die instantaneously. There's no room for error here. So Cobb taking advantage of the magnet beam to reverse that horrific moving platform section that no one loves. A very tough way to start a level, especially if you've never played this game before. Unfortunately, you know, a lot of times those trophies can really get you on that zip there on Bomb-Man stage. But no worries, because Cab is done with that, as Cobb is going to fall down. A relatively short stage here. Not too much going on here. He's got a little magnet beam here, so he might go for a couple of the corridors. He's got 2 shots of it. Let's see if we can get a little corridor. He can actually build his leap a little bit here. Again, pixel perfect placement. That one's too high. He couldn't land on it. That one's very low, so he's just going to have to walk it out, get a little extra cardio action. And as he approaches the boss, Cap is going to start it. Let's see how he does the beginning section of this level. Let's see if he walks. What is it? You know me. I'm trying to keep my stream family friendly. So, you know, let's see if he gets the booty grab. Throw a bomb, and he's going to jump in the air. Oh, it's like Gutman backed that thing up a little bit. No biggie. He gets that really good placement. There's a placement there that, regardless, I think it's very, very specific, that you can throw a bomb, and regardless of what Gutsman does, you can still get the damage frames or hit the hitbox of him, regardless of what he does. So looks like he nails that perfectly, even when Gutsman backed up. So he's going to start the Wally's edges, as Cab is going to be a couple screens away, working his way down towards the boss. Again, even though with all this stuff happening, Cab has a little deficit here, but Cobb is going for a lot of zips. So, you know, he can especially if he's going to go for some zips here, you know, a bad fall on the spikes, or, you know, maybe missing some dupes or whatnot. You never know what's going to happen here until this is over. So here we go. Cab is going to head to the boss here. See how he handles that boss. As Cobb is going yet for another zip here. He didn't go for the zip. He just wanted to make a little staircase here to not worry about the Big Bertha of the Capcom series, I call it. And unfortunately, a little off there. And there we go. The timing's a little bit different for Gutsman to get those multiple hits there. But he nails it, no problem. He's going to start Wally 1 as Cobb is about halfway through it here. Again, a very laggy screen that Cobb is on here. Use elect beam to get rid of those Gutsman blocks here. Watch out, he's going to cheat the game. Watch this, y'all. Cheater. See? Look at that. Unplug that game, Genie Man. No, it's not that easy. It's so simply in this game, whenever there's a ladder at the bottom of the screen, and you can actually jump at the top of the screen in the same horizontal position or vertical position where it is, you can just press up to basically grab the ladder at the bottom. So it avoids him having to kind of do this little zigzag way of that game. You saw that earlier in Cutman Stage, and again, that's probably the only other place in the game where that particular situation exists, where you intentionally want to do it, should I say. So here we go, Yellow Devil number 1. The OG Yellow Devil. From him, all other devils have been created. And of course, we're going to bust out Leg Beam here. In fact, oh boy, he was actually on, oh no, he's going to have to do an unusually rare 2-cycle. He actually switched to Gutsman weapon, which does nothing unless there's a block around. So he's going to have to, we're going to have to see this strange phenomenon with the Yellow Devil on the left side of the ring. What is this madness? Confirm, we have gone, oh no, and unfortunately he misses it. Oh boy, the wraparound, and unfortunately we're gonna have to go to a 3rd cycle here. That he's just doing that. He's just trying to just, you know, don't pay attention to what just happened there. Just trying to, you know, keep it a little close here, that's all. MrCab in that horrible room. Again, this room requires you. This is why you have to have Magnet Beam. This room is not passable without having Magnet Beam. So, for some reason, if you did not get Magnet Beam in the Electman stage and you got here, you have to take a game over, stage select, go back over to Electman stage and get that beam and come back. So here we go. That's going to cut that lead down a little bit from having a little trouble here, as MrCab is going to show Cobb what he should have done. Let's see what happens here. Let's see how he does this fight. First refight for Cobb is he's going to take care of Cutman Buster style. And there you go. Cab was like, son, this is how you do it. You're like, what are you doing, bruh? We're teaching each other. The racers are teaching each other in the middle of the race. So now one thing that you got to worry about is right now, I believe Cab has no lives. So at some point before he gets Wally 4, if he's going to go for the Wally 4 zips, he's going to have to get a life. So it's going to have to game over, basically. So he either can take a death at some point, or, yeah, so he might take a death at the end of Wally, beginning of Wally 1 or 2, usually. There's a life floating around just in the air in Wally 2. We'll see which way he goes. Let's see, and speaking of which way going, let's see, Cobb has fire out. Let's see if he's going for the zip. And he's going to go for it. So again, down and shoot on exactly one frame in the same frame, you'll grab the ladder in a very unusual way, fall down. Let's see if he goes 3 screens down. He's going to go all the way to the bottom screen right here. And he's got to get up that wall, no problem. Now, if you notice when the screen scrolled, you saw one screen, and as soon as the movement stopped, it changed. The screen you saw when it was moving was the actual sprites on that screen. So you saw there were some spikes on that far left side, and had he not gotten out the wall, there would have been pretty explosion bubbles all over the screen from his remains. But so basically, in order to stop that zip, you would basically press left to go to the right side of the screen, hold right for 7 frames, something like that, 7-10 frames, and then immediately press left to walk out the wall. If you end up delaying it or pressing another button, you'll actually go back to the other side and potentially fall down and hit those spikes. But no problem there. Cab is going to take the long way. He's not going to risk that inning. You know, he's zero large. Definitely don't want to mess up any zips if he's going to go for him. And Cobb is done with that. He's done with Wally 2, headed on to Wally 3. Maybe we can get some zip action. Hopefully no walk of shame. So again, easy boss with fire. With the carbon copy fight here. And let's see here. Looks like he's gonna not. Usually people will start their zips on the first screen, but he looks like he's gonna go down to the third screen again. It's a little bit challenging, but he gets the setup. He gets to set to place that beam, so as soon as she falls down, he walks off the beam, holds jump and shoot, and he'll automatically place that beam in the perfect spot, the actual zip spot. So he nails that perfectly, and now dupes. Uh-oh, that's not good. And there is one. And not quite. He's going. Come on, can we get two? Trying to get those the right dupes. But one is better than none, so a little something. And of course, sometimes during these races, you'll see people buster some of the earlier ones. If they're not too confident on their dupes, they may buster the slower ones when it goes around the levels, and then use the Gutsman blocks to take care of the faster ones. I'm convinced it's impossible to dodge some of these things, I don't know if it's even possible for that matter. Cab over there playing zippity doodah. No walk of shame through that water for him. Let's see how he does on this one. Let's see if he can outdupe the Cov. He's going for those. Oh, that was a tough. Oh, he got one. He got a very quick one too. It was very close to the left edge. We're gonna be 1 for 1. Cab's gonna win the dupe. Well, they break you. We're gonna have a tiebreaker later. 1 dupe for each. So here we go. More breaking of the game. Let's see how Cov does. He's gonna try to get this skip here. He's gonna build his height up, shoot a beam, and when that explosion happens, he will zip. By the way, you don't want to jump there. You will get yourself soft locked. So by doing what Cov just did, everybody watching the stream part already knows, but I'm gonna tell you anyway to reinforce the memory. By doing that, it allows you to skip all the remaining refights. You'll skip Bomb Man, you'll skip Ice, Fire, as well as Guts Man, and the game will register the checkpoint, put you at the right outside the door of Wally, where he's about to take care of him, busting out fire. And of course, Cap need to take a game over, because if he wants to go for that zip, having 0 lives won't do it. You have to have at least 1 in reserve. So it looks like Cov is going to probably take this match here, and as Cap is going to show you how these zips are done, and there he is. Cov has completed with a time of about 22 and 23 seconds. So good stuff there. Congrats to Cov. He's going to take the first win of this best out of 2-3 match. Cap is going to take the long way, burn off a little extra calories here. You know, can't be a little out of shape robot. So congrats to them, and Cap is going to see here. I feel confident he's going to nail this Bomb Man. So again, he's going to shoot a magnet in here. See if we can get a little mini zip. You can get a little mini zip here by jumping on this ladder. Oh, he didn't go for it. Nah, he didn't want to go for it. But on that particular place, if you jump where the ladder is and press up at the peak of it, you'll basically zip up into the wall and get a little mini zip. You know, save about a second and a half of walking to the corridor. He's a little bit low here to get this zip. Again, you're gonna have enough height here, and oh boy, between the trolliness of Bomb Man and the bouncing, again, that explosion, a lot of it is what will help trigger that, and unfortunately, Bomb Man just jumping around, not working in the favor. So he's going to redo this again. Oh, he's a little too low and gets stuck in there. And now again, you can do this by using any weapon that stays on the screen for a longer period of time. So if you happen to run a magnet beam, you can do what Cab is doing, and your backup usually would be Bomb. A weapon that stays on screen, you gotta have the height, so you're gonna basically shoot a weapon, and because whenever you have a weapon shot, you cannot pause the game using the start button, and by mashing the start fast, you actually gain that vertical height needed to get that zip optimally. So here we go. Cab is gonna wrap it up right quick, take out Wally, and then we'll get ready for our match 2 out of 3 potentially. Show y'all how it's done. And again, another easy fight. I mean, once you get past the refights, this is probably one of the easiest boss fights in the Mega Man series, final fights. I mean, there's not really much happening. You just spam, take damage, and as long as you got decent health, life will be cool. So good GG for Cab finishing with a time of 24:33. You know, so that is take care of our first match here. They're going to get ready and run it back. GG for both of our runners. Cobb has the lead here, but we're going to see if Cab can come back here and tie this thing up because obviously you all need more streaming content. You know, remember to make sure you follow both of these runners. Of course, these runners are good runners. They run this and they run other games too. So make sure if you want to have even more people on your following list, make sure you show them some love as well during this race. You want to know more information about the Mega Man tournament we got going on, exclamation MM1 in chat. You have a link to see the leaderboard and all that good stuff. You get to see the rankings and stuff. So you got to make sure you do that. For that, not just these two runners, but all the runners, because again, today, there's a lot of Mega Man action coming up today. So if you all need your fix of Mega Man, you will definitely begin that today. We have roughly about 1, 2, 3 more races coming up today. A lot of people are going to be racing today. So you'll have plenty of that chance. And of course, you'll be able to check Speed Gaming's channel, their schedule, to see exactly which channel they'll be on. But it looks like you're going to have stuff between 4 and 3 and whatnot. So enjoy that today. Not to mention, not just Mega Man 1, but of course, a lot of stuff going on. You got Odyssey going on and Mario 64. You got some tournaments going on one other channel. So make sure you all check that out. All righty. So the run's going to catch a little breath here. We're going to get set up for the rematch. And we can get ready to run this back. Gonna take a little stretch here, grab something to eat, something to drink. Maybe not that much time. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Let's talk about, no, let's talk about Mega Man. Let's talk about, but make sure you all check out, make sure you follow all the games. And most people don't realize there are a lot of speed gaming channels. So make sure you, if you haven't already, drop a follow to OG Speed Gaming, as well as Speed Gaming 2, 3, and 4. A lot of stuff going on. Plus the Randomizer Mania channels. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of content, man. A lot of content. We got to turn this into a 24/7 event. No, we got to figure out a way to get this on TV. You know? Son. Gotta save that net neutrality. Just go to a Speed Gaming TV, you know? Who needs buzzer? I need buzzer in my life, actually. But, yo, just the Speed Gaming TV. Can you imagine? Maybe I should get cable again. But here we go. They are ready, and we are getting ready for game number 2 between these two knuckleheads trying to see who's going to get their first win in their bracket. Again, the bracket has tons of runners here. Many, many runners here. Again, in the bracket stage, each of them will battle each other, and the top 2 people in each group will move on to the bracketed formats. And of course, in the event of a tie, whoever has the most wins first will win. If that is not determined, then whoever has the fastest time. So it's very vital, regardless of how your run goes, good or bad, to make sure you complete your run so that you can have a time in the event there is a tie. So, and you should always complete your runs in our races. You don't want to leave it unfinished, man, because you never know. If you enter the race, enter the tournament, you'll finish your races, my friends. So here we go, back to the beginning as we traverse Cutman stage one more time. Again, if you haven't noticed, again, I've said it a couple times, but again, you can cancel your knockback by pressing select. You take damage, so you'll see that very, very heavily in most of these Mega Man runs here. I gotta love those eyeball. Good old Susie. Susie has random movements. Sometimes when you start, they may move instantly. And you'll see as MrCab does, he does a little select there to kind of pause the game and still boost up. You have a few frames of invincibility when you press select when he kind of morphs back into play. So kind of skips those little first 2 there. And again, as you see more vac hack from Cov and by Cab, and we're going to ban them for cheating in games by pressing buttons on the controller here. So here we go. They are not too far, about 3 seconds difference between these two players here, and this time I'm sure we're gonna keep it close here. Cab is obviously not going to want to die like happened last time. He actually has the health advantage here, but again, the fight pretty easy. You know, jump over Cutman when you need to, and here we go. Oh boy, we might have a, oh boy, did you see that? I mentioned earlier in the first race that when there's a weapon on the screen, it is still active, it can kill you, and Cobb just sneaking over that last cut blade shot. He almost had the opposite thing happen this time, but Cobb hangs in there, Cab survives as well. And now we move on to Elect Man stage. It's very close right now. Very, very, very close here. So we're going to see what happens here, you know, and we will pray that no one gets any jail. Now, Cobb happens to end up in jail here. Abba's going to have a nice little lead here. Can tie this up. I'm not wishing him to do that, but hey, it gives you all more time to watch the streams, right? But no, we don't want to have anything bad to happen, but things have happened. There have been a few people, unfortunately, that have managed to imprison themselves in Elect Man stage with no hope of ever escaping. Now, Cobb had some issues with this corner jump here. He missed it 3 times in the first race, so I'm curious. He's going to go for it this time again. Let's see if he can not take a fall down this time. And he's going to tiptoe, and, you know, you ever had one of them days where it just never goes right. Unfortunately, Cobb 0 for 4 on corners, and Cab's like, son, this is how you do it. So Cab is on the lead now. Cab, man, behold the power of that orange hat. It's a smooth gaming experience. Yeah, smooth like jagged sandpaper. You know. So here we go. So this again, if Cab can get this magnet beam quickly, you know, we can maintain that little lead he has. So let's see. Here he goes. I believe. He's got the pixel. Now let's get the beam. Oh boy. Cobb is 1 screen behind right now. He's got to walk right and immediately go left without any delay. And oh boy. And yeah, oh boy. He's going to have a tiptoe. He's going to tiptoe, get the toenail grab. And oh no. Cobb passes him. Cobb passes him. And he also gets the upper exit out again. So we have a slight lead change here. We got a slight lead change here. And fortunately, no one jailed themselves, which is fantastic. Yeah, one thing about this, when you play, it's scary doing that because if you hold the button, if you just hold left there, you know, if you tap left, he kind of moves over a pixel at a time. If you hold left, he can have a very strange acceleration. And in this particular game, when you let go of the D-pad, Mega Man kind of slides when you're walking at full speed. You know, kind of little like walking on ice a little bit. So there's a fear of sliding out too far, or you hold right and Mega Man decides to go power walk through the mall and just locks himself up. So you get a little scared when you have to tiptoe out. So here we go, and that climb again, this vertical climb that really no one likes. Both of them 1 screen apart right now. You see the little jump there by Cobb skipping the last one. So Cab is just 1 screen behind here. Let's see how the fight goes. Ooh, Cab, fortunately, uses select to cancel his fall down. So, Cobb is done with it. Cab needs to be a little careful here. He's going to probably pause with you just to make sure he doesn't perish. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Got to play it safe again. That Elect Beam does more damage than you care to know. Contact damage is actually, ironically, you know, a lot of games in Mega Man series, sometimes the contact damage, touching the boss physically, is much more damage, but it's completely reversed on Elect Man. So, where can you soft lock in this game? Well, I think more commonly, especially from the advanced runners of this game, if you're going to go for Wally 2 zips and you fall down in Elect Man stage, you will just be stuck like Chuck, just in there in the nice little arena, like So that is the most dangerous place that you can do, and of course at that one, that's just game over, man. Nothing you're really gonna do at that point. So unless you are really going for world record, really want to have a very, very competitive time, you probably wouldn't be going for that particular Y2 zips. You might go for the one towards the end, you know, before the boss, but definitely those zips would be a little off limits unless you want to go for it. So here we go. Cobb set himself up again for these zips again. Gets the placement again. He's making it look easy here because again, those beams have to be placed perfectly. There is no room for error. on beam placement. There's no generously, oh, close enough, let's just round up and give him the zip. Nah, you gotta nail it. So once you get your initial placement beam right, it's simple, because then you just basically stand on that base beam and then shoot another one, jump onto the next one until you get to the zip pixel. So again, these are not too far behind, probably about 8-9 seconds. Not difference here. So he's done with the Iceman, and Cab will be done with him just in a few moments here. Again, a very easy fight. Fights here in this game are just they're just too free. So again, Cobbs may be a little lead here. I'm not sure if Cab knows some of the zips. If he does, I would love for him to go for him. You know, love for him to go for these. So here we go. Our first zip. Again, this zip is pixel perfect here. As you can see, Cobb, and honestly, on many of these zips, people use the ladders as like their setup. But you have to walk back to a ladder. But if you can get the exact same placement right against the wall, like Cobb is just a master. I'm jealous of this placement. You don't have to worry about walking back to the ladder to set up your zips very carefully. So here, go ahead. And speaking of, you can see what Cab is doing exactly what I just mentioned. Again, there's a little reference point there. And what you do is, in fact, the alignment is basically when you use Mega Man's foot. It doesn't matter which one. There's it makes it like a little L shape against the ladder, like one of the little Tetris pieces. And so once you get that, you're in the right placement to actually do the zip. And here we go again. Cobb is going for the zip here on Fireman, the dangerous one that can bop you if you get hit by a bullet. And he is 2 for 2. Doing it no problem here. And of course, you see right there where Cab just falls down. One little thing about this game is vertical momentum. And if you notice, if you just walked into that little pit there, you would just be sitting there chilling, just standing. But if you jump high enough, or if you just walk off of a beam, when you walk off a beam, you have ridiculously fast velocity, and you fall so fast that the game thinks you've actually transitioned to below the screen boundary and will scroll you downward. So little speed strike, cut off about 3-4 seconds from walking it naturally as intended. So everybody's missing from Cobb's screen for some reason. Everybody's in iframes and all that stuff. So he's done with Fireman. Cab just a little bit behind, about to destroy Fireman as well. Freeze him up. Cobb is heading over to Bomb Man, and Cab's going to show you all how to take care of this boss right here. Again, Fireman, no biggie. And here comes the fire shot. Little action there. Yeah, you want to have fun? Play this game Buster only. Yeah, enjoy fun stuff, But it is done. It is possible. There's some people that are bold enough to play this game Buster only, Once you kind of get Fireman stage and Electman bites fights down, those two fights can be probably a little problematic. But if you want to challenge yourself one board, you're bored looking for a new speed game idea, yeah. Mega Man 1 Buster only. Enjoy. So there you go. We got both of our runners traverse through Abysm stages here. Again, you see Cab there taking advantage of Select there, pausing to skip through one and enough iframes to get to the second explosion there. Using a magnet beam there to avoid falling down there. So here we go. Kyle is going to show him Zip Master here. Oh, he tried to go for the setup there, but not quite. So Cobb's a little off on his placement here, and he's getting low on beams. He's down to 1. As long as you get up there, you're fine. You don't even need a beam to do that zip there. As long as you get up there, you don't need any beams there. So he's through the door safely, and he's going to fall down and get ready to take out there. Take out old Bomb Man. Cab's walking on there. Let's see if Cab can get this here. Last time he got a few troll beams. You gotta be careful here, because sometimes you shoot a beam and there's a gap between the ladder, and if you walk up, he will fall right on those spikes. So as you see right there, he got troll beam. There was a gap there. He doesn't want that, and he's trying to get that set up, and he's got it this time. But once you get that set up, you basically get the beam, press up and left, shoot left to zip, and there you go. Turn right to go to the door so you don't fall down and die. And so he's in there. Man, unfortunately, man, just Cab is having some bad luck, man, with these troll beams. Not fun. Sometimes it just happens, I'm not even sure if there's a way to always guarantee a lack of troll beams. Sometimes it just happens. It's like when you do zip sometimes. Sometimes you get sub-pixels. You know, it visually doesn't look like it is any different, but the game's math says, nope, you're not where I want you. And no, we should not allow you to pass. So here we go. Gutsman starting for Cab, and then we have Cobb falling down to the halfway-ish point, a little bit probably longer than halfway. And again, let's see if Cobb can nail that pixel here. So again, to avoid these destroyed platforms, Cab is going to go with the old school strat. Good stuff there to just walk it out, not worry about those awful platforms. Hey, make a new category, no beans, except for the required screen in Wally 1. There you go. There's another derivative category to entertain yourself. So it looks like Cobb is gonna have no problem. Gutsman didn't even move there, so the dome grab. It's the booty grab. It's like he's grabbing it with his head. I don't know. So Cobb is gonna head over. Like, seriously, like unless you got a booty on the top of your head, I don't know how that works. But anyway, what do I know? Wally stage 1, Cobb is going to begin as Kevin's going to take out the final robot master here. Let's see how his bombs treat him here. You'll hopefully give him a break, man. Kev's having some unfortunate luck with these magnet beams. I know that frustration. A little freeze action on the right side there, and he gets it. And no problem, he's gonna get there. It's like he decided to just go buster on. He's like, you know what? You know, bump these dumb bombs. Bombs are stupid. But he decided to just buster this bullet to the face. And of course, you see Cobb here making his way up here, going through Wally 1. Cab is gonna start Mr. Eyebrow Man's first stage as well. Again, more lag reduction here. Again, very laggy screen. Yeah. By the way, let's talk about, if you haven't noticed already, this game does not make it easy for you to grab these energy refills. They're like way out the way, and some of them like in Elect Man stage or in just dangerous places. And speaking of danger, oh boy, if you shoot a beam and get hit, your beam goes the other way. And unfortunately, he got knocked back and has perished. But again, not a huge time loss since he was just a few pixels away from the checkpoint. He blocks away. First death for Cobb, but no biggie. But hey, it does give time for Cab to kind of sneak back up here. Now, one thing you gotta be careful is that Cobb does not want to take another death here at any point, because if he takes another death, he is going to be at 0 lives, which means he'll have to game over just to even do Wally 4 zip. So be a little cautious here, Don't want to fall down on Wally 2 nowhere. Now that screen has, so that screen he died on has some of the dumbest platforms that exist. They're just dumb. You see them in Iceman stages, and unfortunately, Beam you can just walk over it and not even worry about them. But yeah. So Cobb is like, he's not going to have any problems this time. Double. So he's done with that, and Cab is going to traverse everybody's favorite screen in the entire game. Well, of course, next to the fun that is Iceman's moving platform. So Cab had no problem with Yellow Double here, so I expect to have no problem. So here we go, Cobb on the screen that has the most amazing background done in paint here. Oh boy, he paused a little early actually. He paused before he took damage. Almost backed that thing up into another death here. So again, he's going to grab these refills. Going to keep his health up there for Magnet Beam. Again, Magnet Beam is very vital tool for this run by far. Without Magnet Beam, this run would be, I don't even know what it would be. It'd be slower, that's for sure. So here we go, Cab on his tail is about half, not quite a half level behind, but about a third of a stage here behind. Again, this is the point where you can actually go for the Wally 2 zips. You'll see some of the pros go for this stuff, and you might have seen people, Cool Kid and those godlike people of the game going for the zip. Again, if you miss that zip here, you actually end up soft locking this very room that Cobb is in, and then at that point, it's just, well, guess I'll go run to Wawa and get myself a sub or something, you know, because you will not progress with that game anymore. So again, bustering out Cutman. Things done. Again, this level has a very interesting checkpoint. The checkpoint is not until the screen above where Cobb is. So even if you get past Cut and Elecman, if you die before you scroll down the screen where Cab is right now, you're gonna go all the way back to the game stage. A very, very nasty place checkpoint. So we got Mega Man fighting Elecman here, and then we got Mega Man fighting Mega Man on Cobb stage here. Clone fight here, just busting out fire and take care of that. So let's see here. Again, not too far behind here. You know, they're really not too far behind here. We don't have really any more, you know, they both got the Wally 3 zip, so I'm not really worried about that. But, you know, if Cobb messes up on 3 or 4 here, you know, Cap can come back in this thing now. He's got to get up this wall here. He goes for the zips. He's got to get up this wall. Oh, no. Oh, the worst thing, he got hit, unfortunately, when he got knocked back over and unfortunately hit that spike. Those spikes that you don't see, you see them when you do the zip, but as soon as the screen begins its transition, the screen shows you the prior screen, and unfortunately, not lucky there. Cobb is going to try to go for the zip here, and it looks like he is going to get the pixel again, perfectly done. So Cobb is going to gain a little ground here, but I'm not impressed unless you get 3 dupes. So let's see if we can do better. They both got 1 last time. I want 3 dupes. 3 dupes a reset. Oh, guess one. Guess what? The right one. Oh no. Uh-oh. Look now, Cobb, you let me down here. Look now, bruh. 1 again. What is this 1? What is this? What is this stuff here? What is this? Let him slide. It's good. We'll talk about that in post-game interview. These lack of dupes here. But anyways, Cab is going to be taking care of. Let's see if he can do better as he starts Wally 3. Cobb is on Wally 4, and it's looking like Cobb may pull this through here, unless he has some serious mistakes here between some zips or maybe a spike fall or whatnot. I wonder if Cab. I'm not sure if Cab. So Cab is gonna. I don't know if he's gonna go for the zips. He's gonna go for it. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get it. You got it. I think he did get it last time, so we're a little off there. Just new setup. There we go. Oh, that beam was too low, unfortunately. And again, this is a perfect placement required to get this. You see the little zip there by Cobb, getting the little mini zip there prior to the teleport. And let's see how he does here. And he is, boy, Bomb Man is hopping away again. No explosion, nothing to make him zip, and there it is. So they both doing a little walking action. Cab is unfortunately gonna take the little walk of shame there. A little problem with the zips there. The setup there. And Cobb is headed to the final boss one more time, busting out that fire. But bump him. Let's go check out this dupe action from Cab here. Cab will win my heart if we can just get at least more than 1 zip here. Let's go ahead and get more than 1 dupe, should I say. And no. Elbow. Come on now. Can we get at least 1? Oh, the feels. Oh, the feels. Well, we got a total of 3 dupes in these first 2 races here, and there we go. The completion from the Cobb, who finishes the run with a time of 21:28, and that will give him the victory in this match here. 2 wins for him. Congratulations to Cobb. Great performance there, showing off them zippity-doo-dah skills. And we will shortly get him on for a little post-game interview, but we're going to keep on rooting on for MrCab. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can get him in here. I'm not sure if he is around here. Let's see if we can get him up here. That's actually a race PB for him, which is some good stuff for him. And let's see how he does here. Cap can nail the zip. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any magnet beams, so he's going to have to take out the bottom 2 blocks first, and then he's not even. He's going to go for. He's going to get the refills again. One of the game is off screen, wherever there is a generically placed weapon energy refill, and it will instantly respawn. Like you do in Wily 1, you can go up and climb back down the ladder and get the refill again. So that's good stuff for him. The dupes that I'm talking about are whenever you throw the Gutsman block. Whenever you throw the Gutsman block off the screen, if you press shoot on the frame that the last piece of the block disappears, so when you throw a block, it splits into 4 pieces. If you press shoot when the last pixel of the last block leaves the screen, you can re-grab the exact same block you shot. So that is what those dupes are I'm referring to. You'll see them basically reuse the same block over and over again. Again, it is frame perfect. So let's see if we can get him in here for this interview. Oh yeah, but yeah, that's what that does here. So here we go, and Cab is going to take so we can get him in here. Hey, the Cov.
Hey John, what's up?
Oh no, man! Congratulations on that win. Cab finishes up with a 23-53. But congrats, man! Looks like you know what you were doing there a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to forget the corner jump on Elecman, but the rest of it wasn't too bad.
Oh man, yeah, you were having bonk city there, man. It was like an Odyssey run all of a sudden with those bonks, man. But that jump is not. That jump ain't easy. No one likes that jump.
Yeah, I think it was probably just race nerves. Like I was pretty nervous.
This guy tell me he's nervous, please, man. Please, man. Going for zips that shoot. I don't think there was some zips I didn't go for, but that's good stuff, man. So aside from the corner jumps, what do you think? What else do you think you had a problem with? Anything else?
I don't know. I mean, I think I died in Guts on the first run through and then died over the platforms and Wily won the second playthrough, which both those should never happen. But no, I mean, outside of that, I hit most of my zips. I think I played pretty well outside of the corner jumps and those 2 deaths.
Now, I got a bone to pick with you and Mr. Cat. Mr. Cat, where you at?
How's it going?
Man, what's up with you all and these lack of dupes here? Come on now.
Oh, I know.
I've never been good at this game.
I've lost wages. I will be potentially homeless because of the lack of dupes between these 2 runs here for both of you all.
Well, then I think next race, you should bet on the under.
Maybe so, man. Maybe so. I want dupefaction. I want there to be 3 blocks sitting there on that Wally 3 when you.
I think I got 1 dupe in the first race, which is above average for me.
Yeah, you both got 1 dupes in the first one. Cobb got 1 on the second one, and I was like, man, come on, can't get 3. Casual 5, Oh man. So, Cal, tell me what's going on, man? What happened, man?
Mega Man 1's just not my best game. I think that's what happened here.
It's not your cup of tea.
The first game I've already forgotten about. I burned that tape. I don't want to see it again. The second one, the Wily 2 zip, that's actually kind of new to me still. So I'm not too surprised that I just learned something about it today, that you can get hit by those cannons on the on the left side. Makes sense, but just hadn't happened before.
Yeah, it was interesting because in the first one, when Kyle was missing the corner jumps, I mean, that was giving you time to catch up there because, man, he was having some troubles. I was like, man, he missed it once, and usually sometimes you miss it one time, you'll just don't care for, just forget about it. Let's just go over to like the other ones and, let's just, go the long way, go to granny strats, but you keep fumbling and you fall down. You're like, oh, you try it one more time, and he fell down again. I'm like, man, Cap is building up that it's going to come back.
I'm blaming Cove here because he kept saying, like, every time we've done commentary for this tournament ourselves, he always brings up the troll pixel and the bomb zip, and I haven't seen that in like months, and I hit it on almost every single beam today.
Yeah, man, beams were not your friend, man. Those
getting sub pixel like that is one of the worst things that can happen.
And on like the one where I actually died, I know I hit it. I shot out like a couple of beams there just to kind of be sure. And then I just climbed the ladder too far on another time, and that was just over.
Yeah, I saw you. I saw one of those shots. They got trophies and you fell down. You managed to grab the ladder for spikes. I'm like, ooh, glad you kind of.
Second race I saw it coming.
Yeah,
I like saw that gap and said, this isn't gonna work. So like I was not committed to going on that beam.
Yeah, man. That magnet beam is the key to this run, but it also can just can mess you up so much when these sub-pixels things they look right, but the game says nah, that's not good enough for me.
Yeah.
So, but nevertheless, you all getting some experience here and learning some stuff, and hopefully next time you all race, you all will know every zip, and you'll go for Wally 2 and make everybody happy by going for Wally 2 zips.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's only going to happen if I'm way behind.
Yeah, that when you're behind, it's like full YOLO. Let's go for it. You know.
Yeah, I mean it's not happening unless that's the only way I have a chance to catch up. The Wily 2 zips aren't happening.
Yeah. I got a question for you all. So I believe this is your in this bracket. So the thing is, who are you all most concerned about playing? Who are you all like a little intimidated by in this tournament? Okay, nobody can say Cool Kid, that's obvious. But anyway, who are you kind of a little scared, a little concerned about going up against?
I mean, outside of our group, like obviously like the top 5 or so between Cool Kid and Andy and Streamline and Prizzy and Dexter, like all 5 of them are way better than me. I think I stand a chance against anyone else in the tournament, but those 5, I think they'd have to mess up for me to be able to win.
Let me ask you something, Cab. Are you gonna try to pick up some of these other zips here to try to try to stay up there? What you gonna do?
I mean, Mega Man 1 has always kind of been like one of those games I know I need to put work into, and I've just never been able to really find the time. So I just kind of jumped into the tournament, figured, all right, my PB has dropped by, I think, like 30 seconds since the tournament was announced.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
But yeah, Mega Man 1 just hasn't been a focus for me.
I got you.
I'm just here to have fun.
That's all. Who cares if you got a 72-minute time? Dang it, as long as you had fun. Yeah, I know. I this is a game, like I said, I learned this game a while back myself. I haven't played it in quite some time, and Cool Kid has kind of given me an ultimatum to get that sub 20 because they had like a 20-20 PB, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
I heard there was a bet there. Do you know if he's going to pick up Mario or Luigi?
Okay, cool. I don't know. I'm not even sure which version of the game, but it just happened. Yeah, I was in. He was like, like, John, if you get a sub 20 in Mega Man 1, he said he'll learn lost levels. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm like, okay, I guess I got to get back into my Mega Man 1 grind.
Definitely.
Okay.
You'll get it.
But we'll see. Bump me. Shoot. But it's about you all right now. So, again, these guys, I'm not sure when I'll check the schedule and see when you all have your next match. I'm not sure if you all have it playing quite as of yet. But
I was gonna say, I know I play Corvus tomorrow morning. I think at about the same time as today's was.
Yeah, MrCab, who are you going against next? Do you know who your matchup against next yet?
I don't have it on the schedule yet. We'll see if I might get something in with NIS later on today, even. But we'll see.
Yeah,
I might just go out.
Again, I said earlier, there's a lot of Mega Man 1 today. I think there are like 4 more matches going on today between the Speed Gaming channel. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm sorry, 4 more. Yeah, 4 more going on today. Or no, 3 more. I can't. It's hard. So you'll see more people like MrCab and Cobb duking it out for the chance on becoming America's Next Top Model in Mega Man 1. So make sure you all stick around for that. It looks like we have our next Mega Man race coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern, so about an hour and 58 minutes from now, between Ania. These names, man. Could y'all have simple usernames? I tell you. Ania and Colonel Fatso. That will be happening at 2 p.m. We got another one at 3:30 with Mazimov and Lloyd the Beaver. And then evening, 7 p.m. with KLM and Orsa. So I'll be commenting a couple of those. And so you'll see them. And again, check the schedule, check Speed Gaming schedule so you can see exactly which channel they will be held on. Again, make sure you follow the runners MrCab 55 and the underscore curve KOV. Make sure you follow them both, and of course, make sure you follow 4 Speed Gaming channels if you haven't already. I mean, what's wrong with you? But get that done.
I just want to give a shout out to that KLM Orsa match. That should be pretty hyped. They've both been getting a lot of PBs lately, and I think they're 1 second off with their PBs. So that should be a really good match tonight.
Yeah,
Orsa has been on like a 1 through 10 grind ever since like Triple M was announced. KLM's been playing a lot of the classic metas for a long time now, so I mean don't miss that one.
We have a Mega Man 1 through 10 tournament. There we go. That'll have like people.
We'll have that right before 11 comes out.
Oh my god!
Final grand final race has to be 1 through 11.
Mega Man 1 through 11. Oh my goodness! Best like 4 out of 7. Yeah, let's make it long as heck. Why not? So, does the matches be streamed? Well, I think for the sake of if you're in the tournament, I believe that streaming is kind of required. That kind of a little awkward to have this little tournament going on. You just see one screen. You know, someone's going to play-by-play via text.
This is probably my next opponent. We're speculating if we're going to do it right here, right now.
Somebody doing it? Oh, really? Like right now? Like right now? Right now?
Like right now? Right now?
Like right now? 12:04 p.m. Right now?
Well, I don't think we'll get the race room set up till 12:05, but.
Oh, I got you. I don't even know. Is they even on the schedule? I'm not sure. Oh, you all trying to do it just?
No, it's not. They're ad hocing it.
We've got a group of people who would prefer to play on the weekends, and this is the first